Greetings from Debbie and myself from Covenant. We thought we would do a video presentation about these mysterious trumpet noises that people say they're hearing from all around the world. And Debbie's got a little bit to read about it, and then we're going to get into some details about it and our thoughts on it. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to say something before I start reading or going into it. Well, we were doing research on this. It's really hard to believe when this started, because some people say a decade ago and some people say
2012.
40, 50 years ago or more. Mm-hmm. So most of them say a decade. So I don't know. You take it however you will. A mysterious noise from the skies continued to baffle people from all over, as well as giving those that hear it sleepless nights, sounding like a trumpet or a collective from a brass section of a orchestra. A selection of videos shot from Canada to Ukraine, all via US to Germany, now shows strange goings on above us, and the eerie sounds have continuously been heard from all different times at all different locations for almost a decade or more.
So we're going to watch a video from the TV series Inside Edition, and we're going to talk about it. Here goes the video.
Guys, what is going on?
Strange sounds are being heard around the world. In Sweden, this sure sounds like a trumpet. In Michigan, another trumpet-like sound. In British Columbia, Canada, Dr. Glenn McPherson says he heard a strange humming sound in his home. At first, he thought it was an appliance.
Ultimately, I cut the power to the entire house, and the sound got louder.
Then he discovered he was not alone.
This is in fact a worldwide phenomenon, and I'm calling it the worldwide hum.
Check out his Hum Map Data project. To date, some 17,000 civilians and scientists from around the world who call themselves hummers have reached out to him, saying they heard the same thing. McPherson thinks the mysterious hum could be caused by low-frequency sound waves that sound like this. He actually built this 3-foot by 6-foot steel box that blocks out low-frequency sound waves. But for some reason, even inside it, he says he still hears the strange hum.
Going into the box made absolutely no difference whatsoever to my perception of the hum. If anything, maybe even it got louder.
Inside Edition producer Brianna Deutsch climbed inside the coffin-like box to test it out. She hears no hum.
It's pretty dark.
Now listen to these strange booms that sound almost from another planet. It could be a sonic boom from a fighter jet breaking the sound barrier. Another possibility, a meteor. This home security camera in Bridgewater, New Jersey, actually caught the flash and then the sound of a meteor.
Huge explosion, loud enough and strong enough to knock the pictures off my walls and shatter the glass all over the place.
That may help explain some of the booms. But others remain a weird mystery.
So the first thing that I noticed about that video is that there are a lot of people who are fascinated by these noises, flashes of light, and the sounds, especially since probably a lot of these people are looking at it from a biblical point of view. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them, that they are concerned about, is this an apocalyptic message from God warning us that the end time is about to erupt on us, and that mankind is doomed and it's time to repent, etc., etc. Thoughts?
Well, the video is various sounds. Mm-hmm. So the first ones are interesting because I do want to know what those are, but the last half sounded like jets to me.
Mm-hmm. And what about the flashes of light?
Oh, I don't know. I don't correlate it with that because they showed the flash of light, but did they show the sound? No. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that could be anything.
Anything. So let's go on, and you got some more to read, correct?
Yep. Encounters with the noise has even caused some people to have vivid nightmares for the days after the event. Aaron Trailer captured a recording in Montana on February 18, 2012, and said, "I had vivid nightmares ever since I posted the very eerie, strange sounds that were out of Missoula. Talking and looking towards the sky. Awful, awful nightmares. My wife woke me up from a dream last night where she says I was screaming like she had never heard a scream before."
So a lot of people who have heard the sounds of what they think are end-time trumpets or just these noises are apparently traumatized to the point where they may need some form of therapy or counseling. So let's take a look at another video that we have. The problem with this video is that we can audibly hear some kind of a noise, some kind of a hum, but was it added to the video? Because we just have video of an older person standing presumably in her yard, and she's looking out at the sky. She could be looking at anything, and we hear this hum. Any thoughts?
That sounded totally different than that trumpet sound people think they hear. So that just sounds like something to me like, you know how like they have certain different things, like they say it could be from traffic, from trains, from planes.
Well,
you know, I don't know.
And depending upon where you live, if the area is flat, noises can travel a long way. Sounds can travel on the wind.
And that looked pretty open.
And you have some more to read?
Okay. All over the world, people have begun to hear strange sounds. Bone-chilly, unexplainable, echoey, resonating, crashing, metallic, clamoring rackets. But it's also the most intriguing are many of them sound like trumpets or a chorus of trumpets. This phenomenon has forced many to think again about the coming of the apocalypse. All over the world, people are experiencing strange, discordant music, noise from the earth and firmament above. Sometimes it comes from the sky as droning trumpets that sound notes in lower to middle registers, but nevertheless musical in all nature. Lately, high-pitched trumpets are emerging also. On May 5th, 2015, Kimberly Wood of Terrace, British Columbia, recorded an amazing sound sequence on her cell phone. Heard around the world on various internet sites, the sound seemed to project of some celestial warning. Invariably, as the trumpets moan out their somber blast, people are swept into a state of emotions. Some reports have them thinking that it's going to be the end of the world, Judgment Day.
The paranoia.
Others tell of various listeners swept in a state of foreboding. Others are speechless.
So because of the advent of platforms like YouTube and other sites, of course these videos are now seen around the world, which adds to the fear factor. Any comment?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see if they have that paranoia because you get something unknown. It's kind of like people that have that fear of aliens. The unknown is scary. So I can see why people are freaking out. They don't know. They can't easily say, okay, it's that.
Okay, let's take a look at our next example. That last video and the one just before were both from the United Kingdom. And what I hear in that one again, to me it just sounds like someone added the audio to the video, because towards the end you hear the hail that's falling and hitting the roof. Doesn't sound real.
Also,
It sounds fake.
no, it's either fake or it's almost like they took a factory noise and incorporated it in the video. That's what it sounds like.
So they took that factory hum.
Yeah, because we have a factory down there that makes that noise every once in a while.
I work with sounds when I make videos, and you can alter them, you can lower them, you can raise them. It sounds like somebody was clever and enough to do an audio capture and alter it and then add it to that video. So it sounds very fake. Whether it is or not, I'll let you decide. Any other comment?
Mm-mm.
Let's look at our next example. That last video was from Kiev, and it was the video that started this whole craze about hearing the trumpets all around the world, and Debbie knows more about it than I do.
They always have wondered if this was fake or real, because there's also a movie called Red State, and it's based on this horn type noise that comes, and it's like the end of the world thing, because it's about, fundamentalist. And that it was like 6 months apart from this video that got put on social media. So they were wondering if maybe they were hyping it. They were doing it on purpose to get more people to watch the movie.
Was it put out to sell more DVDs to get the word out about was it a documentary? Was it a movie?
No, it was a movie. I watched parts of it.
That these Russians or Ukrainians were making and had put out to the general public.
If you look on YouTube, I was looking at clips of it. It'll play that video noise of that person that released it. I think she called herself Russian Christina or whatever. That's all she called herself when she put that video on. And it's the exact same trumpet sound is in this clip where they're doing this. He starts preaching outside. It's the end of the world, and they're having a big confrontation with like the FBI. So you'll notice it.
So if you want to, you can watch the name of this
Red
movie.
State.
You can watch Red State for yourself and make your own judgment. So we're going to watch our next video clip as another example of what people are hearing all around the world. Here we go. That last video was the natural sound of the planet that we live on. That's Mother Earth, and its natural vibration sound. And we wanted to present that, to rule that out. It sounds nothing like what we're hearing on any of these videos. Any thoughts about that one?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the horns at all, or the trumpets. It sounds more like wind.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds you of.
It's just Mother Earth and her natural sound, her vibration, the tectonic plates, all that kind of stuff. That's just the way it sounds, and normally we don't hear it, but I have heard about people who have said that they have heard it in different parts of the world. I, for one, have not experienced it. Let's move along to our next section.
Story.
She's got some more to say.
On January 19, 2012, in Olive Branch, Mississippi, a newspaper delivery man, William Wilson Smith, heard what he called a chorus of trumpets that seemed to come from every direction and to consist of 6 or 7 frequencies. As a part-time audio engineer, he marveled at their preternatural quality, like many others, he couldn't help feeling that Judgment Day had finally arrived, or that Gabriel was blowing his legendary horn, even though the precise expression doesn't occur in the scripture. He remarked that the sounds had made him review his lifestyle in a state of fear and trembling. And then on Sunday evening, January 22nd, 2012, another video surfaced on YouTube, this one again featuring the mysterious, baffled, droning trumpets, this time in a city in Germany, as a young couple playfully took videos of their dog in the living room, and they heard sounds and finally followed the sounds to the outdoors after believing that they were vibrating pipes in the walls. The trumpets were both loud and completely out of the ordinary. Most importantly, the video showed all signs of it being absolutely authentic.
So we're going to play another video, not of what they're talking about, but we're going to give you another example of what people are hearing all around the world. The reason why we threw in the video of the train and the sound that the train makes is, could it be what they're hearing is a train? Simply because if the wind is blowing right and it's a calm day, sound can travel miles. So are these people just hearing trains? Thoughts?
Here's my thing. I've noticed, like, if you watch many videos of these supposed trumpets, they all have different sounds. So I'm thinking some could be trains, some can be factories, some can be totally unexplained. I don't know. Alien, Judgment Day, I don't know. Those are the ones that are interesting to me, that act like they have different chords, actually sound like authentic trumpets.
Speaking of sounds, if you listen carefully, our cats are now playing in the room behind us, and maybe you'll hear them
They have
scream
more fun than us.
at one on another. So we'll see. And do you have more?
Yeah, hold on. Still, authentic recordings continue to come from Hungary and other European locations, including England. March 18, 2012, even in the city of Clintonville in Wisconsin, they made a national news when a series of booms and metallic clanging overtones began to be heard in most of its population. The whole city was upset as multiple municipal workers scoured the water, sewer, and gas lines, as of these were found to be in perfect condition. Experts were puzzled, then frustrated at their own investigations, as it showed nothing out of order, in spite of the extreme intensity of the sounds. So it leaves to be unexplained.
So again, we're dealing with people who have maybe watched too many Hollywood end of times movies, have listened to these end of time preachers preaching doom and gloom for the world, that God is going to punish all of us and we're all doomed. And I want to assure everybody that this is not what these noises are. But let's look at our next example for a possibility of what these noises could be.
here we just saw one of a sound of a jet going over. I have a problem with that one, as people are trying to say it could be that, because a jet is pretty quick when it goes through, so the sound will go through after. I get that.
Yeah, it wouldn't linger.
Yeah, it's very fast. And what these people are hearing are for like several minutes, and it's different pitches of noise. So I don't think it's that.
Well, I've got another video of a jet with a sonic boom, so let's check that one out just to be thorough.
There it is. There it is.
That one I don't believe was either.
It's not even close. That one has the sonic boom. Doesn't sound anything like what these people are hearing, what they've recorded. The sounds that they're recording sounds almost industrial, or a musical sound that's been altered and then placed onto a video.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay, this one's going to be a little bit longer. Sky sounds are typically not from the sky at all. They're just various human-made natural environmental sounds being creatively misinterpreted on the internet as something extremely weird, like alien battleships maneuvering in deep space.
E.T.
Or E.T. generating auditory noise.
Darth Vader.
Oh, and also the evil effects of HAARP. I forget what that stands for. That HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. But they say it's also called Project Bluebeam, or the trumpets blown from angels announcing the second coming of Christ.
There's that paranoia again.
Yeah, probably inspired by 2012 apocalypse paranoia videos claiming to capture mysterious groaning, screeching, humming, crashing noises emanating from the sky. Appeared on YouTube in 2012. The initial viral video originated from Kyiv, Ukraine. Featured a crowded city view accompanied with the deep metallic groans, which we just played that a little bit ago.
Yeah, we played that one.
YouTube pranksters expertly dubbed the sound from the video copycat and made copycat videos claiming these two were the strange sounds, which, yeah, that's pretty easy. A lot of people like to make a lot of false...
Especially on YouTube, you're going to get a lot of fake.
Yeah, because they want that attention. So they say... It is, here's like different theories. Conspiracy theorists were convinced the sounds were part of that Project Bluebeam's plan from using the HAARP technology to saturate the ionosphere with mind-numbing sonic waves. It's like they want mind control on us. UFO nuts interpreted the sound was alien spacecraft zooming over the Earth prior to invading us. Christian fundamentalists embraced the reported sound as evidence of celestial trumpets, the revelation of 8:2, foretold by the Bible to herald the second coming of the Christ. It signaled the end of the world. This notion got some real traction on the internet, helped along by comparisons to the scene in the Kevin Smith film Red State, depicting the apocalyptic trumpet sounds, and caused no small degree of agitation on the Christian message boards among those who were convinced it was truly that the end was near.
It's not.
So when people hear him, they say it's the return of Jesus, the work of Satan, the inside government conspiracy, the beginning of the New World Order, a message from aliens, a test run of Project Bluebeam, a mind control attempt by HAARP, and a giant monster like that you see in the movies.
Okay.
You pick.
A lot of different paranoia reasons out there, and none of them are correct.
No.
The next one that we're going to listen to, it's got a little story behind it. I'll read it to you really quick. It's a deputy recording of an alleged UFO in 1981. At 4:03 a.m., Yoakum's attention was drawn to a bright light that was moving upriver, easterly toward the Portland airport 20 miles away. Aircraft passed over here regularly on their way to the airport, but this light was extraordinarily bright, lighting up the river like daylight. Yoakum was immediately convinced that the light was not from an aircraft. He radioed headquarters and drove to St. Helens to look at the light from the county courthouse on the banks of the Columbia River, which afforded a clear view. Other law enforcement officers, Rick Cade and Tom McCartney of the Oregon State Police, and a few citizens met Yoakum at the county courthouse. By the time Yoakum was in radio contact with Donald Atkins, who bore the CB handle Lucky 13. Atkins, who was located in a house across the river in Washington State in Ridgeville, southeast of St. Helens, had picked up the police radio traffic. He said that he too had seen the light and was seeing it now. The light was stationary over the river, turning the whole area into daylight. So let's listen to the alleged UFO audio recording.
You guys still watching on the other side of the river there? Yes, sir. It's an orange glow. Where did it go to? To the river or what? Towards the sun just coming up. Better not be. It's awful early. Awful early for the sun paper, Joe. I don't think the sun would just be in that one spot. I'm at the glow with you. We can see now it looks like the breaking of the sun. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to be 10 so I'm going into J's here. Chicken. Oh, chicken are just smart. The latter, you're probably a lot smarter than we are there, kid. Okay, we'll catch you later. I'll take us more without you guys. Oh, we're watching. We moved up to a higher vantage point, so you tell us what it does. Well, listen. Sounds like it's revving up its engines. Can you hear it?
Yeah, this doesn't sound very legit to me. It sounds kind of like a jet or something in the back.
I'm not going to stand up for whether this is valid, but it's an interesting fake if it's a fake, simply because the people on there who are alleged to be police enforcement officers, they don't talk like it. It just sounds very teenage-ish, very fake, something you would find on one of those UFO sites to give them something to go on, some kind of proof that they so desperately need. And as far as the noise in itself without any other proof, it doesn't mean anything. It's just noise. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, even if it was legit, it doesn't sound like those trumpet,
nope,
the
it doesn't
music ones that you hear, but can't really be explained.
Last of our videos is the shofar, which is the Jewish ram's horn, which is mentioned in the Bible, which is what the Jewish people would use during their feast and their festivals, and according to scripture is what the angels blow, although there's maybe brass. This one is actually a ram's horn. So we're going to let you listen to it, and you can decide for yourself if this sounds like what people around the world are actually hearing. Okay, Debbie, does that sound like the sound that you've been hearing in all these videos?
That's the closest to the ones that they can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like jets and all that.
Again, it doesn't mean that the sound hasn't been altered and then placed on these YouTube videos to frighten people.
Possible.
Now, I'm going to give you the biblical viewpoint, or at least mine. She's giving you some history, and I'm going to tell you why this whole thing these noises are all frauds. I believe these people are hearing industrial noises from whatever sounds, trains, planes, or just flat out frauds. Because in Revelations, when it talks about the 7 trumpets, that's a metaphor. The 7 trumpets are 7 dispensations, or 7 time periods, or 7 judgments that are placed upon people. The earth is not going to hear these 7 trumpets, but we will feel it. We will go through it, but the people won't hear it, because these are time periods, these are judgments. So all these people who are allegedly hearing all these noises, and these people posting these videos on YouTube that are frightening people, you're doing more harm than good. People just need to open up Scripture and read for themselves how the horns of God, or the shofar, was used. It was used in times of battle. It was used for festivals and feasts, and for the angels, it was used in times of judgment. The people on earth, when the angels blew these, they didn't hear it. It was meant to signal that God was judging people and putting them through a period of judgment. It's the same thing as these end times. Now, there are 7 periods, and it matches what happened in Genesis, where for 6 days God worked. On the 7th day, God rested. Notice there are also 7 trumpets. If you go back and look, you can pair those up. In the beginning, God created for 6 days, and then He rested. Right now, God's going through 6 phases of judgment, and then He's going to establish His kingdom, and yet He's going to judge all of us. And I hope this helps. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can make a comment. Just let us know. Be sure to ding the bell and subscribe. We always look forward to hearing from people. You can let us know your thoughts about these noises that are going on around the world. Any last thoughts?
No.
And if you want to support us, we have a PayPal link that would be greatly appreciated. All of it goes to help us make more videos and to get out and about to explore these places that people are interested in. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll do our best to send you a quick answer. Have a good day, and God bless.
God bless.